The ground was still, the air was heavy, and she stood alone. Blue-skinned, tall, beautiful like a deadly goddess, her golden armor shimmered in the sun. Sharp shoulders, narrow waist, hips made to distract and destroy. But her arms, they held something no one expected. A human baby, wrapped in white cloth, soft as sleeping, innocent, peaceful, and surrounded by war. Behind her, 10,000 alien soldiers stood like statues, silent, armored, waiting. Before her, one man, a human, Captain Ray. He stared at her, not at the army, not at the danger, but at the baby. He opened his mouth to speak. She beat him to it. "Don't ask," she said. Her voice was smooth, like honey laced with poison. "It'll only turn you on." Ray blinked. Was that a joke? He stepped forward slowly. "That baby, why are you holding it?" She smiled, teasing, and looked down at the baby's tiny fingers. "He likes me," she said softly. "Unlike most of your kind, you killed millions." Ray growled. "You burned cities. Now you're playing mommy." She looked up. "You didn't seem to mind my fire when you were under me." Ray's jaw clenched. A faint blush hid his face. The soldiers behind her shifted, nervous. A general stepped out. His voice was firm. "My queen, this is wrong. That child is the enemy's blood." Her head tilted slightly. She didn't look at him, just kissed the baby's head, tenderly. Then whispered, "Say that again, and I'll cut off your tongue and feed it to him." The general froze. No one else dared speak. Ray's hand hovered near his weapon. "Tell me the truth. Is that my—" She raised an eyebrow. "Now you're asking questions like a father." Ray took another step. "I want the child." Her laugh was soft, dangerous. "Of course you do. Men like you always want something warm in their hands." Ray clenched his fists. The baby stirred, and suddenly a laser blast cracked the silence. One soldier, young, foolish, had fired. The beam flew, but stopped inches from the queen's face, frozen, mid-air, suspended by something unseen. The baby's eyes opened, bright, glowing. The energy dissolved in the air, like it never existed. The queen turned her head slowly, looking at the soldier who fired. "No one," she said calmly, "touches what's mine." The soldier dropped his weapon. His armor started shaking. Ray took a deep breath. "What the hell is he?" She turned to Ray, smiling wickedly. "He's what happens when you combine your species' stamina with mine." Ray blinked. "Excuse me." The baby giggled. Behind her, murmurs spread among the soldiers. The generals whispered among themselves. "She's lost her mind. She protects the hybrid. This is treason." The queen heard everything. She turned slowly to face her army. "Do you fear him?" she asked. Her voice echoed like thunder. "This child has more power than your entire bloodline." One general stepped forward, brave or stupid. He raised his blade. "The child dies. Now." Ray moved to protect the queen, but she stopped him with one hand on his chest. "No," she said. "I've got this." Her eyes lit up. Her armor glowed with a soft golden light. The baby cooed, then raised his tiny hand again. The general's body froze, then lifted, hovered above the ground, and began to twist. Bones cracked. Armor bent. Ray shouted, "Stop. He's just a child." The queen smiled. "Not just a child. He's mine." The general screamed, then vanished into ash. The army stood frozen. No one moved. The queen looked at them all. "Anyone else want to try me?" Ray whispered. "You started a war." She turned to him. "No, Captain. I'm ending one." The baby yawned. Cliffhanger. A deep hum filled the air. From above her, alien warships began to descend. One of the queen's guards whispered, "The High Council is here." Ray looked up. The queen didn't blink. She cradled the baby tighter and whispered under her breath, "Let them come. I'd love to see them try." Naughty question for comments. Was the baby glowing because of his powers or because of how he was made? Asterisk. She remembered the first time she saw him, bleeding, angry, tied to the cold walls of her throne room, naked from the waist up, defiant even with wounds across his chest. Captain Ray. She should have killed him. But she didn't, because when she stood over him, smirking, dangerous, amused, he looked her right in the eyes and laughed. "You think those pointy boobs Scare me, he'd said. I've dated worse. No prisoner had ever mocked her armor. No man had dared. Until him. She leaned closer back then, tracing a sharp fingernail across his jaw. Careful, Captain. I bite. He grinned. Then you better swallow your pride first. Her guards were stunned. She was intrigued. That night, she didn't execute him. She ordered his chains loosened and visited him again and again. Until his insults started turning into something else. And her threats, whispers, warm, private. He called her your royal hotness once. She slapped him for that, but not too hard. And when she walked away that night, hips swaying in her golden armor, she knew he was watching. She wanted him to. Now, standing with a child in her arms, his child, maybe, she thought back to those nights. To the games, to the forbidden pleasure, to the moment when a warlord moaned his name. Ray stepped closer now, careful, slow. He wasn't her prisoner anymore. He wasn't her enemy, either. You should have killed me, he said. Quiet, tense. She shrugged. I tried. But you made me laugh and scream louder than my warships ever did. His lips parted, then closed again. He didn't deny it. The baby stirred in her arms, eyes glowing faintly. Why did you keep him? Ray asked. Her face turned serious. Because when I held him, I felt something I never felt before. Ray looked into her eyes. Love, she smiled. No. Fear, Ray blinked. What? She whispered. Because I knew he could end everything. Before Ray could reply, a loud thud echoed. The alien warships above landed. Towers of steel and power. The High Council had arrived, and they weren't happy. A voice crackled from the hovering speaker. Queen Saravia, you are in violation of your oath. Turn over the hybrid child. She didn't respond. Ray said, they'll kill him. She nodded. I know. Then run, he said. Hide. She laughed bitterly. I don't run. I make others beg me to stop walking. The speaker repeated, turn over the hybrid, or be removed. The army behind her shifted nervously. They wouldn't protect her now. Not against the council. Ray reached for her hand. You have one chance, he said. Give me the baby. I'll escape with him. Her grip tightened. Don't make me hurt you. You won't, he whispered. Their eyes locked. She stepped closer, pressed the baby to his chest. Their hands touched. Their lips were inches apart. Then boom. A missile slammed into the ground near them. Dust flew. Smoke covered the sky. The baby cried. The queen screamed. And when the smoke cleared, Ray was gone. So was the baby. Only the queen remained. Alone. Surrounded. Angry. Deadly. Cliffhanger. From the smoke, soldiers emerged. Dozens. Guns raised. The council's elite. The queen dropped her golden cape, her body glowing, eyes burning. She raised her arms and whispered, you stole my son. Now I'll steal your future. Naughty question for comments. Do you think she was more pissed about losing the baby or losing the man who made her scream without touching her? Asterisk. Ray ran through the alien corridors, the baby in his arms, crying softly. Tiny fingers clenched his shirt, eyes glowing again, flickering between gold and blue. Behind him, explosions, screams. The queen's voice, not screaming his name this time, but roaring for war. He didn't look back. He couldn't. She had handed him the child, trusted him. That meant something, something dangerous. He pressed the baby tighter against his chest. Just hold on, little guy. Your mom's pissed. And not just at the council. Meanwhile, in the council chamber, high above the battlefield, 6 alien high lords watched the chaos unfold on holographic screens. She's gone rogue, one hissed. She made a deal with a human, another sneered. She made more than that. You saw her stomach glow during last month's heat cycle. That wasn't from wine. They laughed, cold, twisted. The oldest among them leaned forward. Kill the child before the prophecy fulfills. Back below, the queen stood in front of her former army. Armor cracked, blood down her thigh, hair wild, but crown still perfect, and a smile that could freeze suns. You want the child? She said. One of her generals stepped forward. Yes, and we want the man too. Her smirk grew. Of course you do. He's got stamina. The soldiers chuckled nervously. The general didn't. This isn't a game anymore, Saravia. You've broken the sacred law. You were not to breed outside the bloodline. She stepped closer. Funny, you had no problem watching when I rode him into the stars. The general's eyes widened. He tried to speak, but she was already turning. I made a deal, she shouted. Peace. In exchange for a child. A hybrid. A symbol that races can merge and dominate. The general snapped, or destroy each other. She didn't answer, because in her heart, she wasn't sure anymore. Back in the tunnels, Ray stumbled into an old control room. The baby had gone quiet to quiet. He looked down. The baby's hands were glowing again. This time, the room lights flickered. Machines began to hum. Hey, kid, relax, Ray whispered. I don't even know what your diaper situation is right now. The baby floated an inch above his lap. Ray panicked. Okay, don't vaporize your daddy. He froze. Wait, am I your daddy? The baby giggled. Somewhere, Saravia smirked without knowing why. Above ground, the council broadcast a message to all loyal forces. Queen Saravia is no longer recognized as ruler. She is to be taken alive or broken. The queen's army hesitated. She looked around, then dropped her sword and opened her arms. Come try, she whispered. But when I'm done, you'll wish you had kissed me like he did. Half the soldiers stepped back. Some dropped their weapons. Others didn't get the chance. A pulse exploded from beneath the surface. Every monitor, every light, every system shut down. And then, REBOOTED. With one word on every screen. Hybrid protocol activated. The baby had made his move. Cliffhanger. Saravia looked up at the sky. A golden beam broke through the clouds, and the baby's voice echoed across the battlefield. Not crying, but speaking. Protect the queen. Every ship returned. Every turret realigned. The war was no longer about nations. It was about blood. His naughty question for comments. If this is what the baby can do now, what exactly happened during that peace deal night? Astra's knees hit the dirt. Golden armor scraped. Blood dripped down her leg. The wind tossed her white hair across her face. Queen Saravia was bleeding, but not from war, from heartbreak. Ray was gone. The child was gone. She had handed over her power, her legacy, and the only being she ever wanted to protect. And now, the council wanted her corpse as a trophy. 1,000 soldiers closed in slowly, weapons raised. No mercy in their eyes. She stood, barely. Her crown tilted to one side. She didn't fix it. Let them see it slip. Let them see her fall. Because when a queen falls, the ground shakes. A voice echoed through the battlefield. Saravia, you've lost everything. It was Lord Velner, Council's favorite puppet. Smug, sharp, cowardly behind his blade. She chuckled weakly. Funny, I still have more power in my hips than you've got in your whole bloodline. He growled. You were royalty. I was fire, she said, and she looked toward the distant smoke. Was the first man who didn't try to tame me. Back in the underground bunker, Ray pressed his back against the wall. The baby floated, spinning slowly in the air. Light pulsed from his tiny chest. Golden circuits danced on the ceiling. The ship systems obeyed his thoughts. Ray shook his head. You sure you're mine? The baby giggled and short-circuited a missile system with a blink. Yup, definitely your mother's side. He sighed. Your mom's going to kill me for this. Back above, Saravia dodged a laser blast. Barely, she fell again, this time face first. Mud soaked her lips. Her armor cracked across her back. She didn't move. Velner stepped forward. Finish her. 3 soldiers raised their weapons. The queen whispered, I should have let Ray die in chains. Another voice answered her, you didn't, and now you're stuck with me. Her eyes opened. Ray stood over her, breathing hard, blaster in one hand, baby wrapped across his chest. The queen blinked. You idiot. He grinned. You left me no choice. You gave me something soft, warm, and deadly. I figured. Must be talking about yourself. She smirked, still trying to get inside my armor. Ray shrugged. You already let me in once. The soldiers hesitated. The queen stood, leaning on Ray. Eyes locked with his. You're bleeding. He said. You're late. she replied. He touched her cheek. She leaned into it, but then the baby floated up again, hands outstretched, eyes glowing gold. Ray backed up. UHO, he's doing the shiny thing again. Saravya gasped. Not now. He's too young. He can't. The baby's voice echoed. Not words. A command. A pulse. And then half the army dropped their weapons. Some screamed. Others turned to dust. The ground split. The sky cracked. Ray held Saravya close. What's he doing? She whispered. Becoming what they feared. Cliffhanger. From above, a massive warship began to descend. It wasn't Council. It was worse. It was her father's flagship. And he had just found out he was a grandfather. Naughty question for comments. If a half-human baby can split the sky, what did the making of him sound like? *A. Ship the size of a small city blocked out the sun. Dark, ancient, royal. Saravya's spine straightened at the sight of it. Her eyes narrowed. Her lips didn't move. But her hand reached for Ray's. Your ex, he joked. She didn't answer. But she squeezed his fingers. Hard. Ray winced. Okay, definitely not an ex. Someone worse. She turned her head. Voice low. My father. Ray blinked. Oh. The baby hovered in front of them, silent, eyes glowing golden white. Then the flagship's calm system activated. A deep, booming voice filled the air. Saravya, I warned you never to mix royal blood with filth. Ray raised his hand. Present and offended, the baby floated higher, hands out, power humming through the air. The queen stepped in front of him. No, she whispered. He's too young. He can't control it yet. The baby tilted his head, and then spoke. One word. Simple. Powerful. Stop. Everything did. The ships froze in mid-air. Blades dropped. Engines shut off. Even time itself felt slower. Ray looked around. Did he just turn the galaxy off? The queen smiled. Breathless. His first command. Then a pulse. The baby's glow faded. He fell. Ray caught him. Saravya rushed to them both. He's okay, Ray said. Just sleeping, I think. She touched the baby's cheek. He used too much energy. He's not ready for this war. Ray looked at her. But you are. She raised her head. I was born for it. Behind them, Saravya's soldiers began, kneeling, one by one, even the ones who had betrayed her. She looked down at Ray. Her voice softer now. Do you still hate me? Ray chuckled. I hate that I don't. She leaned in close. Her breath touched his lips. You didn't seem to hate me when I chained you to my bed. He smirked. That's not fair. You used tongue tricks. She bit her bottom lip. You liked it. Before he could respond, a blast of energy hit the ground nearby. The ground cracked. The queen's father had landed. Lord Sauvier, 9 feet tall. Glowing eyes. Face like a carved mountain. Ray muttered, wow, no wonder you're scary. He looks like someone who eats stars for breakfast. Sovar stepped forward. Give me the child, and I'll spare your human. Saravya stood taller. Touch him, and I'll feed you your own crown. He growled. You broke a bloodline. For a pat, Ray raised an eyebrow. I mean, I do bite sometimes. Sovar snapped. The queen was blasted backwards. Ray ran to her side. Hey, don't break the hot one. Saravya coughed, blood on her lips. Don't worry, she whispered. I always get hotter when I'm pissed. She stood up, one sword in each hand, hair wild, eyes glowing. Ray looked at the baby. Wake up soon. Little guy, mommy's about to start breaking daddies. Cliffhanger. Lord Sovar's armor opened and inside his chest was a glowing dark orb. Saravya gasped. He brought the soul eater. Ray whispered, that's cheating, right? Naughty question for comments. If the baby just gave his first command, what command do you think Saravya gave Ray in bed? Ray had seen war. He'd seen bombs drop, men scream, worlds fall. But he had never seen her like this. Queen Saravya, bleeding, breathing hard, on one knee. Begging. Her father Lord Sovar stood above her. Massive, merciless, orb of black, fire pulsing in his chest. I told you, Sovar's voice thundered. You would kneel before me one day. Saravya looked up slowly, eyes fierce, lips trembling. This isn't for you. She turned her head. Her gaze fell on the baby still unconscious in Ray's arms. This is for him. Ray stepped forward. "Don't you dare," he said. "To Sovar, she'll kill you before you touch that kid." Sovar laughed. She couldn't even kill her own feelings, let alone her bloodline. Saravia whispered, "You never had feelings to begin with." The old warlord pointed at the child. "That thing is not royal. It's an infection." Ray stepped in front of Saravia. "And yet, he's already more powerful than you." Sovar raised his hand. The soul-eater orb spun violently. Saravia screamed, "No!" She dove forward, shielding both Ray and the baby with her body. The blast hit hard. Everything shook. When the dust cleared, Ray was crouched over Saravia. Her armor cracked, her breath shallow, but she was still alive. "You okay?" he whispered. Her lips moved weakly. "I've had rougher nights." Ray chuckled through the tears. "That's my girl." She looked up at him. "You're crying. I thought I lost you." "You think I let go that easy?" She smirked. "Didn't when you begged me to stop either, remember?" He blushed, but held her closer. "Please, stay with me," he whispered. She smiled. "You're the one who always stayed in me, soldier." Before he could reply, the baby stirred. And this time, his body floated into the air slowly, eyes opened, but not golden. White. Bright, pure. The orb in Sovar's chest began to flicker. "What is this?" Sovar growled. He shouldn't be awake yet. The baby raised one hand, tiny fingers pointing at Sovar. Ray stepped back. "A dasho." "He's pissed." Saravia, barely standing, whispered, "Don't stop him." The baby spoke again, this time. His voice echoed in every soldier's mind. Every system, every machine, every planet in orbit. "You hurt my mother." Sovar stumbled. "I am your blood." The baby tilted his head. "No, she is." Then the orb inside Sovar cracked. Dark energy poured out. He screamed, once proud, now broken. Saravia rose beside Ray. Her hand found his, fingers laced, tears in her eyes. The baby landed between them, soft, calm. Saravia knelt beside her son, and for the first time, she whispered something no one thought a queen ever would. "Please, just let him live." Ray whispered, "You're begging again." She nodded. "I'll beg for him." Cliffhanger. The orb's black mist began to crawl across the battlefield. Infected soldiers began turning to stone, and the baby turned to Ray and said, "It's your turn, father." Ray blinked. "My turn to do what exactly?" Naughty question for comments. If Saravia is willing to beg in war, what do you think? She begged for in bed. The battlefield was silent. Smoke curled around broken armor. Alien weapons lay abandoned. Statues once soldiers stood, frozen in ash-gray stone, all turned by the dark mist leaking from the shattered soul orb. Lord Sovar was on his knees, gasping, weak, drained. He reached out to Saravia. "Daughter, don't let him destroy me." Saravia stared at him. At the man who raised her with war, whipped her for showing emotion, called love a weakness. She stepped forward, eyes glowing. "You destroyed yourself long before I met Ray." Behind her, Ray stood holding their child, the baby's tiny hands still pulsing with white light, haloed in golden glow, but his body trembling. He was too young, too powerful, too alone. Ray whispered, "He's burning out." Saravia turned. "Kiss him." Ray blinked. "Excuse me?" She stepped closer. "Put your lips on his forehead. You're his anchor." Ray looked at her. "And you, what are you?" She smiled. "I'm the fire that made him." Ray chuckled. "Damn right you are." He kissed the baby's forehead, gently, slowly. The glower stabilized. The child exhaled, and for the first time, smiled. The light from his body spread like a wave, washing over the battlefield, restoring air, wind, grass, sky. The world healed in his presence. Sovar screamed as the wave passed over him and vanished into light. Gone. Forever. Saravia dropped to her knees, tears on her cheeks. "He chose peace," she whispered. "He chose Earth." Ray walked to her, held her face in his hands. "He chose us." She pulled him into a kiss. Long, deep, unapologetic. He kissed her like a man who had survived both war and woman. When they finally broke apart, the baby floated between them again. This time, Not glowing. Just smiling. Ray asked, "Does this mean the war is over?" Saravia looked up. "No, it means something worse." He raised an eyebrow. "What?" She smirked. "You're married now." Ray paled. "You mean like royal married?" She nodded. "With responsibilities." He groaned. "I survived laser blasts and death gods, but I fear diaper duty the most." She leaned in. "Just wait till you meet his teething phase." The baby giggled again. Lightning flickered in the clouds. Ray muttered, "Yep, definitely your kid." As they turned toward the rising sun, Ray looked at the sky. "So, what now?" Saravia's eyes glinted with danger. "We rebuild. We raise our son. We unite to empires." She paused. "And maybe, tonight, you remind me why I chose you." Ray grinned. "I'll wear the chains again." She smirked. "No need. You're already mine." Cliffhanger. Tease ending. From deep space, a shadow stirs. Watching. Recording. Hungry. A voice in the void whispers, "The hybrid has awakened. Send the collector." Something smiled. And stars began to die. Naughty question for comments. If Ray survived war, Saravia's love, and alien politics, what position do you think nearly killed him in bed? Type your wildest guess below.